Among other things.
Among other things, one of the many things. So last week we gave a little demonstration on how to hypnotically stick someone's hand to the wall so they freak out. You remember that?
Yeah.
Pretty weird.
Yeah, kind of weird.
It got me thinking. How I could use that if I really wanted to help somebody. Yeah. You're all, yes, yeah, always be taller than me. I just started theorizing. I do this a lot when I find something new that's really interesting. I started to wonder, okay, I'm used to sitting down and helping someone stop smoking. Usually the very first session, I get some really good results. They don't have a craving at the end of the session, and more often than not, when I meet them the second time, they have no problem. They may have a few cravings, but they don't smoke, things like that. The question that I asked myself was, okay, how quickly could I turn someone into a non-smoker? And I began to theorize, okay, let's assume I could stick someone's hand to, in this case, a table and hypnotize them, and then just tell them they're a non-smoker. And if I figured I could probably, from the time they put their hand on the table, I could probably get that done in about 5 minutes. Okay, so I wanted to test it out. So what happened was I went on Facebook. I said, I need a couple of volunteers who want to stop smoking. And I'm going to videotape it. And I told them exactly what I was doing. I was just testing a protocol to see how quickly we do it. And as a benefit for doing this, I needed them to come back the next week, report what had happened, and I would have them go through a full stop smoking procedure. Just again.
I'll volunteer.
Okay. Well, do you smoke?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, I would love to show you exactly what I do then. So what I did with these people were I had a couple of them come in. I used the sticking the hand to the table, and then I just sort of converted that to thinking about everything you don't like about smoking. And in about 5 minutes, they left the room and were done. And so the next week they came back, and it was very interesting because one of them did not smoke. He just stopped. He still had cravings, but he just quit. The other one smoked much less. Cravings were much smaller. So for me, it was a very successful test. It told me what the limits are. And I absolutely know with a lot of people, they have a big positive benefit for stopping smoking. Now, so you want to see how I did it?
Sure.
Okay? Okay. Now you say you smoke, you want to stop smoking.
Yes, I will.
Okay. What is it you do not like about smoking?
Everything.
Tell me everything you hate about it.
I don't like the inconvenience of having to carry cigarettes around. I don't like having my hand tied up holding it. I don't like having to be careful of the ashes. I don't like the smell. I don't like the way it congests my chest. I don't like the fire hazard, the burning, potential burn or something. The ash mess. Those are the highlights.
Okay. How much do you smoke usually?
About a pack and a half a day.
And when was your last cigarette?
15 minutes ago.
Okay. Do you have any urge or craving for it if you thought about it right now?
Not at the moment. I smoke one about every 30 minutes.
Okay. Well, let me show you what we did here. You can just stand up. Good, put your hand right there on the table. Okay. Now I want you to look at just one point on the hand. Don't look away. Get your focus as intense as possible on that hand. And using that incredibly powerful imagination, I want you to imagine that I am injecting super glue under the fingers, under the palm, all the way around, injecting it in there. And can you imagine that?
Yes.
Okay. As you imagine that, which feels more stuck, the fingers or the palm? The fingers feel more stuck. So they're sort of like firmed up, they've gotten really solid, and can you feel it sort of move down into the palm as you just sort of let it happen? Okay. Now notice, and you know you're safe. This is very strange. Keep looking at that point. But notice that the more you try to lift the hand, the more stuck it becomes. So even as you try to lift it, notice it's just stuck right there. Very weird, yes? Okay. Notice how stuck it feels though. It does feel stuck, doesn't it? Yeah. As long as you're focusing at that point, as long as you focus on that feeling, it feels more stuck. What I want you to do is continue to look at that hand. What a lot of people begin to notice is the hand starts to seem different than what you remember that hand to be. Now maybe it just may not feel like it's your hand, or it looks like some other hand. For some people, for me, when I've done this, I start to question the number of fingers I'm supposed to have, or I've seen. Maybe you notice a movement or a shape. So tell me what it is you notice that may look the most strange when you look at that hand.
My fingers come off my palm.
Yeah, they just stick out there. Now sometimes you will notice that it starts to change. The more you look at it, the more strange it becomes. Sometimes shadows start to move. Now, that will remain stuck there for as long as you're a smoker. But we can make this very quick for you. Keep looking at that point. I want you to think about everything that you hate about smoking. Think about the inconvenience, the smell. Think about how it keeps your hands busy. Think about how it costs so much, how it enslaves you, it forces you to do things. And really start to focus on the things you hate about smoking. When you have that real sort of disgust, that anger about it, just let me know. Really think about it. Build it up. You got it? Make it even stronger. Even stronger. And stronger still. Really begin to hate it. Now, I want you to notice that the only way that you're going to become a non-smoker is to really bring that feeling of disgust out. And I want you to notice how much relief you feel now when you just say the words. Strongly say the words, I'm a non-smoker. Say the words, I'm a non-smoker. That feels pretty good, doesn't it? Say it again, make it feel even better. I'm a non-smoker.
I'm a non-smoker.
Louder still, make it really strong. I'm a non-smoker. Good, even more. I'm a non-smoker. It feels good, yes? Once again.
I'm a non-smoker.
Does it feel true?
Yep.
Say it again. I'm a non-smoker. That feels really good, doesn't it? One more time. I'm a non-smoker. Are you a non-smoker?
I would like to be a non-smoker.
Let's build it up even more. Think about how much you hate about smoking. Okay? Really strong. Say the words, I'm a non-smoker. And again, I'm a non-smoker. Say it like it's true now. I'm a non-smoker. It feels good, yes? Does it feel true?
It feels that way, yeah.
Excellent, good. Okay, lift up the hand. Excellent. Now, think about smoking a cigarette. What do you notice happens?
I'm not focused on it.
Yeah, try to focus on it. Notice how hard it is to focus on a cigarette ball.
Not really.
It's not easy. The harder you try to focus on that cigarette, the more it starts to flee from your mind. Yeah, pretty amazing. When you notice that, what sort of thoughts and feelings come to mind?
A little free.
feels good, doesn't it? Notice how it feels when you say, I'm a non-smoker. Say it, I'm a non-smoker. Now really try to want that cigarette. Did really good. Okay, excellent, excellent. Okay, now, what will happen? I don't know. I want you give me a call in a week. Tell me what happened. I'll be happy to work with you more if you need it. The very least, I'm fairly confident, the very least you're going to notice is if you smoke, and I don't think you're going to, but if you smoke less, it's less enjoyable, you have fewer cravings. That is typically what has happened if anyone goes through this process, because we basically rearrange some things in the mind. Essentially, what I do in hypnosis, and I did very quickly here, is I sort of put nudges, impulses in your subconscious mind that are in the direction you want to go. And for the most part, the only thing you have to do is notice them. Just be aware of them. Acknowledge them every time you think, I don't really want to say right now, I used to. Just acknowledge it. It reinforces that more and more. Okay? All right. And again, let me know in a week how you're doing.
I'll let you know.
Okay, okay, good. Okay, so that was pretty much the process. And again, I will say it was simply a test of the protocol to see how well it would work, but that seems to be what's consistent. So, that's from what we did last month. Questions, comments? Okay. And did you notice, I mean, when my hand was stuck when you were doing it to me, I actually started hallucinating. I started thinking, is that 5 or 7 fingers I see, you know?
I had you up against the window, you remember that?
Yeah. How weird did it get for you?
A little bit.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
the way it started with you.
Yeah, very much so. Yes.
I know when I did that, the gal that was doing it, she kind of started laughing and wouldn't release me, wouldn't let me out. You finally gave it and said, don't be cruel. I said, you know, I know I can pull it away, but I can't. You know, it's one thing get in your mind, you say, well, I can just pull off any time, but still,
Right.
you know, I knew it was over with, but, you know, everybody left the room, I still been standing there.
I know. That's very true. Okay.
Well, I noticed as the observer, like his hand did change, like it became a little bit more rock-like, like it was really forming into the.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I'm really tired. I'm sure I'll be experiencing
You were
right now.
just following the instructions just as much as he was.
Yeah.
Okay, what we wanted to do today and talk about was just really rapid hypnotic induction. Anything that narrows the attention can be used as an induction. This, what we did with you, is a perfect example. A couple of and how this is going to work is typically, I will talk about it, I will demonstrate it, then I'm going to drop the leash for you guys, and you're going to get to do it with each other, okay? And just see what the results are. Who here has experience with hypnosis? Okay. Do you typically use a very fast induction, or is it more of a long, relaxing?
Depends.
Okay.
If I can get away with it, faster the better.
Yeah.
But lots of times, especially in the beginning and so on. I deal with psychiatric patients a lot, so sometimes you have to take the time.
Yeah,
But
if
if
they're,
you
if
get
they're
away
anxious,
fast.
if they're anxious,
Yeah,
a lot,
right.
yeah, right. That's a good example of when using a slow induction is probably best. Now, for people who are just learning hypnosis, it's very common to go through the progressive relaxation induction. The progressive relaxation is basically as it describes. You start going top of the body, you start going down and relaxing it, relaxing it, relaxing it. And, you know, it can take a good 20 minutes before someone is relaxed enough. Unfortunately, my experience is that unfortunately, if you rely on it too much, you'll find some of your clients just go to sleep. That's the difficulty of it. They, you know, for me, for John, who's also a hypnotist here, my understanding of hypnosis, it is an intense narrowing of attention, focusing in. And when you're having someone let go and let go and let go, sometimes they associate that with sleep. Typically, rapid hypnotic inductions, and when I'll say rapid hypnotic inductions, I'm going to divide it into two categories. Those that take 30 seconds or less, and those that take 5 seconds or less. The 30-second ones require a little bit of setup and a little bit of repetition. The 5-second ones require a shock, really dramatic. Typically, this is true of if you see antelopes on the Serengeti, and one of them sees a predator, they let out a howl. Now you would think when they let out a howl or an alarm sound, everyone immediately runs. But what you watch is they don't. They stop, they look around, and then they run. And there was also, this is true of humans too, there was a video of a bombing that was in a park, and you saw the bomb go off, and the people around stopped, looked around, then panicked. Okay, it was because the shock stops all of your awareness for the most part. On a personal experience, I remember once I was in a very crowded, it was like a farmer's market of some sort, and we were like elbow to elbow with people.
New message is received from Christina Marie Barron.
No. I'm trying to mute this. After I find out what the emergency is.
Got an empty chair over here.
Okay.
Probably a little easier.
So, yeah, I was in this farmer's market, and of course it was very crowded. It's sort of, as crowded as a Mardi Gras. There are a lot of thieves and pickpockets in these events and situations. And someone right next to me noticed that someone had stolen, had lifted the purse, reached in the purse. And this person who noticed it immediately screamed, that so-and-so stole my wallet. And the thief apparently had a bottle of something and threw it on the ground. And all of a sudden my attention went right to the ground here, and I'm thinking, what is going on here? What is going on? And I totally froze. I was like in this trance because of this distraction that took place. So again, that's the effect of the shock. So a typical, very fast 5-second induction requires a shock. Essentially what happens is normal state of mind is going along at a normal pace. The shock happens, attention goes up, and then it's like waiting for information. But that wait is fairly short. It's about a second or less. And so once you give information within that moment of shock, it's immediately accepted. People generally do not like confusion, and so that shock provides a benevolent state of confusion that makes people available and ready to follow instructions. So, where should we go with this? I know where we'll go with this. I'm going to hand out a bunch of inductions here. Now, these are inductions from, I have a course that was developed by the late Jeffrey Stevens. I helped instruct it occasionally, and he wrote a manual and added to it a little bit. And I've taken from this the part on inductions. So let's see. We've got 8 people. We've got 6. Okay, so someone's going to have to share here. So a couple
We'll
share. So go ahead and hand those out. And so is anyone other than you done hypnosis before? No. We've done hypnosis so far. I've done it with other people. Hypnotized people. One of the things I do want to say about the induction part is the induction is the part that seems like magic, but it's just the very start of hypnosis. It's not where people make changes. It just introduces the mind of the person into this state of very intense focus. It is very different. It's essentially, someone described it as a ritual for the benefit of the subject. So if it's a long, progressive relaxation, it's what people expect when they're going to be hypnotized. If it's something weird or different, again, without following instructions, you provide that sort of shock, and they immediately respond. Now, what we're going to do, let's see. Let me borrow you for a moment. And let me just sit in this chair right over here. You get to figure out what here, it's that one right there. Yeah. You get to figure out which induction you want to teach. Right? Right. Okay, I'm gonna use the 8-word induction. Okay, so here's a question. Just based on that information, how many words are in this induction?
You said 8 words.
What?
8 words?
That's right, there's 8 words. Okay, it's incredibly simple. What's amazing is I was teaching a class, and there was a couple of students who could not understand there's only 8 words. So understand there's simply 8 words. Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Now, I always like to preface, and this is a good idea, to say before you do an induction, which is the only thing you have to do, follow my instructions. What's going to happen, it's going to happen, and it's going to be great. All right? Okay. Press on my hand. Close your eyes. Sleep. Deeper and deeper and deeper. The deeper you go, the better you feel, the better you feel, the deeper you go. So just keep going deeper. Focus more, more, more enjoyably. Just like that. Take a really deep breath. Make it feel really good. Exhale completely. Good. Whenever you want to enter this state, just close your eyes and remember this feeling. And in a moment, we'll come all the way back, refreshed, energized, ready to learn, feeling absolutely wonderful. On the count of 5, you'll open your eyes, refreshed, feeling absolutely wonderful. Starting now with 1, all the relaxation moving from your body. 2, energy moving into your body. 3, take a deep breath, inhale deeply. 4, your chest is clear, your throat is clear, your sinuses are clear. And 5, eyes open, feel great, feel awesome. Okay, so what happened when okay, so the words were press on my hand, close your eyes, sleep. 8 words. Okay, those are the 8 words. So when I said sleep and I dropped my hand, what were you experiencing?
I was just blank.
Yes.
There was nothing there until your voice started up again. I can't tell you what you said, other than hold that feeling and go deeper. But it was like nothing was there.
Yeah. Okay. Good,
Because
good.
it was like, you know, I was waiting for you to say something.
Yeah, well, I didn't wait very long, and this is something,
Yeah, but it seemed like a period of
Exactly.
time in there that I was waiting.
yeah. If you've never done this very rapid induction before, what's going to be interesting for some of you is, you're going to do it, you'll say, press on my hand, close your eyes, sleep. And they're going to like drop. And you're going to be wondering, oh my God, what do I do? Okay, so what you do, and I put my hand on the shoulder because I have had people actually literally fall on the floor from that.
I didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know? You didn't know that? Okay. I do that just to stabilize them and to make sure they don't fall on the floor. And then I immediately say these words, repeat after me. Deeper, deeper, deeper.
Deeper, deeper, deeper.
Okay. And then I like to say the deeper you go, the better you feel. The better you feel, the deeper you go. Okay? If you don't know what to say, just tell them to keep going deeper. And deeper. Even deeper still. What do I say now? Go even deeper. Okay, what do I do? Deeper and deeper, just like that. Okay?
I wanted more.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like he said deeper, and I'm going, I don't know, I can miss. And then I
Good, good.
wake up and I'm like,
I want to make sure that you don't leave a space in between the induction and the deepeners. Novices, when they're first learning these things, they're not quite sure what to do, so they'll use their induction, and then they leave a great big pause. Well, that pause gives the client or the subject a chance to emerge from that state, right? So immediately, whatever you're going to use for your deepener, go immediately into it.
Right.
I think word induction is really great. It's an instant induction. It's developed by Calvin, and it works really well. That's one of my favorites too.
Yeah. And it works really well on people who are like expecting something really dramatic in hypnosis. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Have a seat. I'm going to go through the mechanics of it. Okay? So, once you tell them, all you have to do is follow my instructions, it's going to be great. You just do this with me. You hold out your hand like this. You say, press on my hand.
Press on my hand.
I like to go, close your eyes.
Close your eyes.
Okay, once their eyes are closed, you go, sleep.
Sleep, but you said loud.
Yeah, I shouted it. I said, sleep. I think it's a good idea to make it dramatic because it does provide the shock. You don't have to say it. Actually, the dropping of the hands is pretty surprising. Now, this is, be aware of this. They're going to actually be pressing on your hand. It is really easy to go sleep. Okay? Okay? Don't. And I've done it. I made that mistake. And what happens when you lift up on a hand, they sort of go, like this.
That's okay too, because that's a
Yeah.
fractionation.
Yeah, but typically, I just recommend you drop the hand. Just drop it. Let it fall. And if you do that,
Move it to the side. I like to move it to the side.
how's that? How's that? Show me.
Press on my hand, close your eyes, sleep.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good.
So
Yeah,
basically,
you
it'll
just
start
drop the
to
head
slow
like
down.
this. Yeah, that's
Whatever
good.
you're most comfortable in. It's going to depend on, I mean, if you're sitting, it may not work so well. If your leg is up close, to drop your hand like that and you want to move it to the side, whatever works for you.
Yeah, that was good. That felt really good, actually. Okay, any questions about this?
They all expect this. It won't matter. Trust me, it won't matter.
Honestly,
That's good. Why does it matter?
because the dropping of the hand is still a shock. You're pressing down, and then all of a sudden, it's gone.
Let me show you. So, press on my hand. Close your eyes. Sleep. Deeper, 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 deeper. And go ahead, go all the way back up. When you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes, alert awake. So it works just the same. You're gonna wanna vary the timing a little bit, but I mean, you can do it 1,000 different times, just slightly vary the timing. It's always gonna be a surprise.
Learning knows that the body does it.
Yeah.
How did that feel for you?